What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. We are on the way currently to go detail a 2018 Corvette Grand Sport. Client is actually my coach, so if you guys have been following the YouTube channel for a while or follow me on Instagram, you know who my coach is. I'll tag him down below. But pretty much, he posted that he got like a 19, I think it was like a 65, 66, 67 Mustang. And when he posted it on his story, I was like, hey bro, I was like, if you ever need a detail, like hit me up. And that's basically where it started. He had no idea that I detailed. Quick little thing I want to hit on is, yeah, you gotta fucking sell yourself, put yourself out there. And, you know, if you tell people that you detail, that's awesome. If they respond, cool. And if they don't, well, fuck. Now they know that you detail. So thanks for me sending that message. He knows that I detailed. So when he got this 2018 Corvette Grand Sport and saw that it had a little bit of oxidation on the hood, he sent me a picture, which I'll post on the screen. He then hit me up. He was like, hey, is this something you can take care of? And I was like, yeah, I should be able to get rid of the oxidation. Doesn't look too bad. Looks a little light to moderate oxidation. So we're gonna polish it out. We're gonna hit it with a heavy compound, a medium cut, and then we're just gonna really refine it with a gloss, a super gloss finish. But that is the plan. We are currently on the way right now. It is 11:12. Should be there about like 11:50. So I'll check back in with you guys once we get there and get situated and get working on the car. So we've arrived to the location. I'm actually waiting for Vincent, I don't know how he prefers to be called. I call him Vinny. I honestly call him bro. Waiting for him to show up. He should be here within the next 10 minutes, and then I'll go ahead and get you guys set up. You guys are gonna be on a tripod a majority of the video, and yeah, pretty much ASMR. I might put some music to it. I don't know exactly yet, but like I said, hopefully the camera can capture it. But like I said, I'll put the picture up and you guys will see how it is. So we'll go from there, and hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any comments or concerns or whatever, comment down below. If you have a better process of doing things, fucking let me know, because I'm always down to learn something new, something quicker, more efficient. Smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. So yeah, as you guys can see, maybe you guys can capture it. It's got a little bit of haziness, oxidation to it. Yeah, you can see it right there. I'm thinking what they did was that they polished it, because there's a lot of residue within the cracks, and they let it sit too long and it got that way, because it's pretty much just there. As you can also see, there's residue here, and then I don't know if the camera can capture it, but you might be able to see a difference down here compared to the actual roof. You can kind of see a little bit there, and you can definitely see it on the front fenders. Since the vehicle's already inside, what we're going to be doing is we're just going to do a wireless wash. We're going to clay it. We're going to go ahead and polish it out. Then we'll pull it out. We're going to wash it properly, because the main focus that he wanted was just the hood and the front fenders, the top of the fenders, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And then once that's all done, wipe it down, get it ready, move it outside, wash it properly, get it all nice and shiny for him. Go ahead and start polishing it or correcting it. We're gonna do a small section with a 3-inch microfiber and a heavy cut compound, see what that does. Hopefully it removes some of it. If it does remove it, and that's what we're gonna use to do the whole hood. Then we'll follow it with the Lake Country pad, the medium cut, and then we'll add some shine to it with the gloss finish and Sonax. So here's the setup: heavy cut compound Manzerna, medium cut Manzerna, and then Sonax perfect finish. I gotta clean out my pads real quick, but let's see what we could do with this. I know you guys can see all that white just doesn't look appealing. So let's see what we can do to it. So yeah, you should be able to see the line where it ends right there. That's just with the heavy cut. Obviously, like I said, we're not trying to correct the paint. We're trying to remove the oxidation, the faded parts of it. So I don't know, maybe you can see it there a little bit better. You can see it maybe there, that spot, and that spot. Let's hit it with the medium cut and see what it does. So you guys should be able to hopefully see the difference. Pretty much got here, up there, and then basically this whole side left to do. This side got like a heavy one pass. We're probably gonna go over it again, but I mean, it definitely looks a lot better than that. We're getting there. So it's definitely getting there. Huge improvement to what it once was. So this is what we're working with after one pass. There's some areas that I went over a little bit longer than others. You can still see some haziness, whiteness right here and around here. But I'm gonna let that side cool down. We're gonna go back to this side, do another heavy pass on this, work our way back around. Should be looking good. Then we'll follow with the medium cut, but it's definitely looking a lot better. And then once we're done, we'll pull it out, blow all the cracks and crevices because there's some residue left in there from, I guess, the dealership. Get it all cleaned up, wash it, dress the tires, and get it looking right. All right, guys, so hood's pretty much done. It's a lot better than what it was. We didn't wash the whole vehicle at first. His main concern was the hood. So I decided to just do a wireless wash on the top section of it, clay it to remove any contaminants, and then we went ahead and did a cut and polish. It's not perfect, but it's a huge improvement to what it was. Now we're gonna go ahead and pull out the vehicle and wash it because it is in need of a wash. Hopefully the camera can pick it up, but it's not filthy, but it definitely would look a lot better with a nice wash. Clean up the exhaust tips, dress the tires, clean the wheels, and get it looking right. Dress all the plastic, make it look good. We also did the headlights. The headlights were a little hazy, so they look a lot better now. I'm gonna go ahead and move the truck, then I'll place this at the bottom of the driveway and we'll get started on the wash. guys, here's the Corvette. Sad news. I think basically it had premature clear coat failure. As you guys can hopefully see, it's kind of hard to see in the sun. You can kind of see all this. You can maybe see it up here as well. Because look at all those, look how bad it is. And I've seen this before on GM. So you guys saw how it looked inside the garage. And I'm guessing since I swelled up the paint, and it was cool in there at the same time, and then obviously it was in the shade once I brought it out to the sun's heat brought back all the imperfections in the paint. So I'm gonna tell him, break him the news, and I'm gonna tell him straight up, hey man, you got premature clear coat failure, and I'm not gonna charge him because honestly I'm disappointed in the results. I'm not content with it. It looked great in the garage, and literally as soon as I pulled it out, I took a picture. I'll post it right here. And then obviously once I was done or mid washing it, it started to show up like this. So you know, you win some, you lose some, and you learn. You gotta make mistakes, and that's one thing I feel like people aren't gonna show you is the bad side of being a business owner and detailing, that you're not always going to be perfect and you're going to make mistakes and shit's going to happen and it's out of your control. So let's go ahead and get him. I'm going to get him off camera and break him the news, and I'll catch back with you guys after. Alright guys, well we are back at the house. I called JT and I asked him, he was at the gym. I asked him, I was like, hey man, you hungry? Because I was absolutely starving after that job. So I gave Vinny the car back. I told him straight up I wasn't going to charge him because I wasn't pleased and content with the results. Thankfully he was very understanding. He didn't really have high expectations because pretty much it is clear coat failure on that vehicle. Once you look at it and you get really close, the camera can't really capture it, but I've seen it before on a Tahoe that of a girl I used to date, and her parents had a Tahoe, and it was pretty much the similar. It was looking exactly the same. I told him, I was like, hey man, I really don't want to charge you anything because I'm not content. I feel bad because if anything, it's more noticeable now. You guys saw how it came out. Obviously in the garage, it looked glossy. I have a picture, which I will post the picture here. As soon as I pulled it out, it looked phenomenal. It looked literally brand new, and I was like, oh, he's gonna be fucking ecstatic about it. But as I was washing it mid-wash, I noticed that it started to reappear, and I'm guessing with the heat of the sun, basically just swelled up the paint, or I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I've never dealt with anything like this before. This is my first time dealing with something similar to this, or dealing something like this, and it got the paint to the point where it looked like the way it looked right here after I got done washing it. And he was real understanding. I told him a set price. I told him, I was like, hey, I don't want to charge you anything. He decided to pay a certain price, which I appreciate him for at least wanting to pay something for my time. I tried my best. It looked great in the garage, but I really don't know what went wrong with it, which if you guys in the comments down below have ever worked with anything like that, please let me know, because this is my first time. And this is another thing I want to show too, is like everybody will show you the great side of being a business owner, of running a detailing business, and show you all the great pros of it, but we'll never show you the downfalls or the cons or the things that you're gonna have to deal with like this. So I did tell him there's other alternatives. I told him, I was like, hey, since the C7 has very aggressive body lines, I think it'd be great to follow those body lines, and you could always wrap it. You could wrap the hood and follow it all the way back to the trunk, because if I don't know if I showed you guys, but a part of the roof was starting to have the same look as well, and the part of the trunk was starting to look the same as well. So I kind of told him, I was like, I don't know if you have a paint and body guy. If you do, I would, ask them if they could match it. If you don't mind spending a pretty penny, because paint is not cheap. But I was like, if you want to do an alternative route and do something a little more aggressive, I said you could follow the body lines and you could do gloss black or satin black, and you could wrap it. I said you wouldn't pay as much as if you did paint. So he was real understanding. He's gonna look into both options. But yeah guys, that concludes today's video. I was really ecstatic when I was correcting, or not even correcting, but cutting and polishing it, because it was starting to look a lot better. But little did I know, as soon as I was going to pull it out in the sun, it was going to turn out the way it did. That's the reality of things. Not every job is going to be perfect. Always good to set expectations, especially with your client. Because, I mean, unless you know exactly what you're doing, I'm not saying I don't know what I'm doing, but I genuinely thought going into this job, I was going to be able to at least enhance the look of the hood. I wasn't going to make it perfect, but if anything, I was going to bring back some clarity and gloss into it so it could look somewhat better. And as you guys saw, it looked a lot better until it was pulled out in the sun. And thankfully, I did it in the way I did it instead of washing it completely and then polishing it and then leaving it in the garage, because it would have looked great and then he would have pulled it out and then drove it, and then I'd probably be getting a text message or a phone call saying, hey, look, my hood looks like this, like, what'd you do? So thankfully I did it the way I did, which everything happens for a reason. And like I said, he was very understanding. So always try your best to do the best job you can. Always set expectations with your clients. Be very understanding, and you know, things happen for a reason. So this is a learning curve. Next time I get anything like this, I'll probably most likely steer away from it, or unless you guys want to help me out in the comments down below and explain exactly why it occurred. I think because it was already premature clear coat failure, and I think me adding heat to it swelled up the paint and made it look good when it was in the garage, and then it cooled down so it looked the way it did. But then bringing it out inside or outside, the constant heat and consistent heat from the sun basically swelled it up again and brought all the fucking imperfections that it had, all the clear coat failure again. So I don't know. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please do me a huge favor, smash the like button, comment down below what's your thoughts about the process, about why the paint reacted the way it did, and how I handled the situation. As human as I am, I'm not perfect. I don't think I'm perfect. I don't think I'm the best. I still have a lot to learn in this business and in this industry. So if you guys want to help me out, be positive about it. I appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.